All right. We fucked with you twice now, but now I swear we're here with the real Week 4 DTF podcast. Tommy, introduce yourself so you know I'm not that we're real for real this time.
Hey guys, good to be here. Finally getting a pod. It feels good. It's not dead. People always want it to die, but it's never dead.
Yeah, despite Steven's holdout, the state-sponsored media is not going to just derail our podcast ambitions. But at any rate, but the rest of the league, come on, pitch in. Me and Ankit are here on two apiece. Ankit, the hero of the solo pod. Tommy's been offering last 2 weeks. We didn't take it up on him because we thought Joe and Rohan had us. We should have known better. This week, going forward, we're going to hound people. You want the content to keep coming? Come in on yourselves. All right.
That's true. I think the Sacco punishment was a great idea, though. That's
Yeah.
like if we really enforce that and make sure that the Sacco, whoever it may be, comes through or finds a way to manage the way that people appear on pods, I think that would be fantastic. That's probably the best Sacco punishment to date because everybody wins.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought like kill two birds with one stone. We actually get enjoyment out of it, and like it's not something that people can just like weasel their way out of, like having a face at a desk at work instead of house looking at you, Ron. But I understand. We didn't get unanimous passing, but I think we could probably lean on anyone except maybe Jake or Oleg. That might be the hardest to sell, but I think almost anyone else here would gladly step into the role of weekly pod should it come to that.
Yeah,
So,
it would be interesting if it's Jake because I feel like that would be an impossible task.
He's well up there in PF and in the standings, so I think he'll be all right. But it's too early in the season to tell. In fact,
Sure.
What it isn't too early in the season to talk about is we're on a record-setting pace for trades. I think we've made 3 already. The league record is 7 for the whole season. That's including one vetoed trade when Joe vetoed his own trade.
Oh, really? It's only 7?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
Or
I thought we had yeah.
I think that based here, let's going to the DTFclub.com. I think, yeah, I don't want to.
Oh, yeah, wow. 7 plus 1 veto. Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no. Sorry. That's by one team. So by the league, we had 16.
Oh, damn. Oh, wait. Yeah, my bad. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I knew we had like a frenzy
that.
1 year. Yeah,
Yeah,
1 year it was
God
like
damn.
insane.
Yeah, 27. Every team traded. Oh.
That's crazy. Ankit accounted for almost half of them by himself.
Oh, my bad. All right, I am fake news. I apologize for that. But, all right, no team has made multiple trades yet, I don't think. No, Steven has. Steven's made 2. All right, 5 to go, Steven. You can chase that record. All right, so speaking of which.
Steven always chasing Ankit?
I mean, in record-wise, trade-wise?
Just in everything. It just seems like
well,
the Steven-Ankit rivalry is
Isn't Ankit always hasn't he recently at least been on the downside of that? Like I thought
that's
they have
true.
the standing regular season matchup thing. Things aren't looking great for Steven right now, but why don't we talk about his trades? What do you think about the first trade? The first trade was effectively Tyler Boyd for Shady and Golden Tate to me.
Okay. I actually don't have that one here. Let me see. Because if it's just Tyler Boyd for Shady and Golden Tate, who got Shady?
I got Shady and Tate. He got Boyd.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think Shady looks like the guy in Kansas City. I don't know what's going to happen when Damian Williams comes back.
Yeah.
I think Golden Tate he's probably fine, right? I mean, if Sterling Shepard's doing well in that offense, I think it's a startable receiver. I think Tyler Boyd is in like one of the worst offenses in the NFL. So,
I mean, as a receiver, you can benefit with that. Like, didn't John Ross just go down too? Like, I keep seeing Tyler Boyd getting ranked like top 25 like every week. But then
because there's like no warm bodies on the field for the Bengals, so he's like a warm body.
Well, they're down by like 30. They're still going to run it with Joe Mixon apparently.
Yeah.
Steven, at least at the completion of that trade, Steven owned 4 Bengals. Mixon, Bernard, Boyd, and Green, which I think is definitely a DTF record.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
He dropped Gio, so when Mixon goes down, he's going to regret that. But yeah.
So I think. Well, he traded Gio to me. I dropped him, and obviously Ben, like the pooper scooper he is, ran to Gio. No, I mean, I think just the fact that he had 4 Bengals on his roster after that trade makes him a loser by default. Because I mean, why have 4 Bengals on your roster?
Well, All right. I thought that was fair value for what he needed. I wanted to bolster my RB depth. At that time, I was on full panic mode about anyone that wasn't named Alvin Kamara, but Chris Carson's kind of come back around at least. Looks like Montgomery's getting touches. Not that the Bears offense is something you really want a part of. But now I have Shady. I'm glad that it seems like Shady's carving out a role for himself. It might be a two-headed attack, but usually they're up. The KC's up enough that you can trust both of them probably on a week-to-week basis. On to the second trade, keeping them rolling. I think that was the DK Metcalf and Alexander Madison for whoever the fuck else. God, what was that? Marvin Jones. Yeah, I really should. Sorry. We'll be right back.
Who traded this? I have no idea who these players are.
This was Oleg. Oleg traded DK Metcalf, the second wide receiver. That guy, the Seahawks.
Yeah, the guy was ripped. I get it.
Yeah. And he traded him and Madison, who's the backup to Dalvin Cook. So big win for Rohan because Vikings are running. Cook is known to not stay alive.
Whoa, Rohan made a trade this year? What?
Yeah, he was the second person.
Wow.
Yeah. But yep, so there's that. And then I think you got out of that. Sorry, I'm exceptionally well prepared for this pod.
Okay. I have all the trades up here. Nice.
Yeah, me too. All right, so Madison and Metcalf to Rohan for Jeff Wilson Jr. and Marvin Jones.
Wait, there's been a lot of trades. Hold on. There's been
three.
And then there's been three trades. McCoy. Okay, yeah, three. Oh, okay. They're just triple listing them because it's like accepted, processed, whatever, upheld. Okay, all right, I got it. Okay, so DK Metcalf, I don't know. Is he good? I have no idea. Madison, okay, he's a handcuff. Marvin Jones, like, I can't tell the difference between him and Kenny Galladay. And then Jeff Wilson Jr. is like the fourth string now that Tevin Coleman's back. So, I don't know. I guess Han got
the better end. I mean, Marvin Jones
just the handcuff. I mean, he got what he needed, and you got maybe Marvin Jones. Do you feel better about starting Marvin Jones than about starting DK Metcalf? Like
this is Oleg's team, by the way. I'm JoJo. He's Juju.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I think that I don't know. I mean, I don't think these are players that either of them are going to start. Maybe Rohan will start Metcalf if the matchup is good or if he like really starts eating in the target share. But it seems like if you want to own Lockett, then Disley, then Metcalf on the Seahawks in terms of receivers.
Yeah. Well, if Rohan hasn't started Metcalf so far and his matchups have been nothing but good, I mean, Rohan's having like the least points against in the league. He's 4-0 based on matchups alone. So I think he'll continue to ride the bench for him. I mean, I don't know what the good luck charm on his team is, but
Dalvin Cook. Maybe this is the year. You put in your time. Every year you draft Dalvin Cook. Every year he goes down. Before that, AP. He's had a rough go like in the last 4 years, say, with the Vikings running back. Maybe this is the year.
That's true. Maybe. I mean, I'm happy for Rohan. He's a good guy. He deserves it. He's going to have his heart broken, right, because this is unsustainable. But, yeah, this is great.
All right. On to the blockbuster. So tell me about how that negotiation went down.
Oh, Steven's a great guy. I mean, he's such an easy trade person, like a partner, I should say. So I saw Saquon Barkley go down. I'm like, all right, perfect. I hate my team. I'm not even if I make it to the playoffs, I'm limping in there, and then I'm not going to do anything in the playoffs. So I play to win the game, and so I'm like, I don't like DJ Moore. Matt Breida sucks, especially now that Tevin Coleman is back. Like that backfield's a shit show. And Michael Thomas is my favorite receiver in the NFL. I actually think he's the best receiver in the NFL. But I just remember, like, after I drafted him, like a few days after I was doing some digging, and the Saints went super run heavy towards the end of the season for whatever reason. And I can totally see them doing that the same thing this year. So I was
I mean, like if you had, it seems like they're not going to, they're not trusting Teddy Bridgewater to really throw the ball. So, like, I think Thomas will come back at a certain point. I mean, we'll see. Like, because the Saints are 3-1 without Drew Brees. That's pretty good. I mean, they've taken down some really good teams.
Yeah,
So,
I
like,
think the problem is they realize that their defense is actually pretty good. So I think they realize they don't have to score 42 points a game, and they don't have to push the ball downfield all the time. So they can take a more conservative approach, just get first downs. And Michael Thomas, he's in PPR, his value is much higher, right? Because he's getting you 8 to 10 catches a game. He's getting in the 80 to 100-yard range a game. And then you get a touchdown. You might not. But I'd rather take that bet with a running back than I would with a receiver. And I saw the opportunity to get Saquon Barkley, and I wasn't a believer in Saquon Barkley with Eli back there. But with Daniel Jones, it just adds a little element of an offense that, like, maybe people are actually a little bit concerned about the quarterback position. Daniel Jones looks like he can run a little bit.
He can run. Yeah, you can't leave the middle of the field open.
So I wanted every piece of Saquon Barkley that I could get. I literally proposed this exact deal to Steven. Steven at first was like a little hesitant just because I think like he didn't realize he was going to get a good offer that he'd have to consider. So he took a second, considered it, and when I say a second, he literally took like 15 minutes, got right back to me. We fiddled around with some players and basically got the deal done within like half an hour from the initial offer. Yeah, so it was great.
That is fantastic. I must admit on mine, even Steven's great, gives fair offers, talks to you about what you want. Took a little longer on mine. And then if you guys got that knocked out in a half hour, I really have to like quit my like hemming and hawing about it. I feel like I get really nervous about making trades because I have such FOMO that my player is going to go off on someone else's team. I'm like a jilted like ex. I just want them to be miserable. I checked Tyler Boyd's stats to see he sucks. But yeah, good on you guys. I think it was a great move for you. We'll see if the win now mentality played out for Steven. Seems like he might be regretting it a bit with the accelerated Saquon return timeline, but we'll see.
Yeah, I also think Steven kind of didn't have a choice. Like the win now mentality is kind of like he's in desperation mode. It's not like win now is a nice way to put it. He's 0-4 and his season is quickly fading, so he needed a way to give himself a chance.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a quick trade wrap up. So let's go into last week's matchups. So really, there's two worth talking about in my opinion.
Yeah.
So we can talk about mine first because I thought that was going to be the real blockbuster until a real tickle fight, but a close one emerged between good old Joe and Rohan.
Yeah.
Who is the race to 90 points,
Yeah.
No, sorry, my bad. The race to 82.7. But right. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm sitting at home up 0.9 points at the end of Sunday Night Football on Jake. I get some assurances, or I get some estimates telling me that we're both going to get extra points, but I didn't see anything that would prepare me for Jake to get a 2.5 point swing on me. And then I spent like a lot of the next day looking on Reddit and like actually going through and trying to like determine like what was the tackle for loss, when did the pass defended get down, and like it adds up, like it makes sense, but it's just I don't know. It's bad fantasy if you don't know who wins by the time the clock hits 0.
Yeah. Yeah, the system is fucked.
I mean, my consolation is that I would have lost outright in standard scoring, but like at least then I wouldn't have gone to bed like, oh, I'm up 0.9. So,
yeah, that's horrible. I actually didn't know that's what happened, to be honest. I thought that this was already decided because I was so into the Joe Han matchup that I actually didn't know. I thought this was already decided. I didn't know you went to sleep and it was like you were up and then you woke up and you were losing or lost.
Yeah. Well, I think that we do need like as I get it, like the system does make sense, and it actually is making me, I think, pay attention to like defensive plays more. Like, because basically in the standard scoring, you just like anything that prevents the opponent's team from scoring points, and then just rooting for interceptions and fumbles.
Yeah.
I do like that this breaks between fumble forced and fumble recovered. Like maybe we could tweak the system to get rid of the parts that just take forever to add up. Because I think like a defense that's like knocking the ball, like if you're going up against an inept offense like Mitch Trubisky and you're just throwing it into the ground, that's not really necessarily as big a thing as if you're getting to like 3rd and long because you keep getting the ball punched out like that. So I think that there's elements to keep maybe, but whatever it is that's taking this long to tally, I'm not a fan of.
I mean, I agree with you, but I also think that we need a reliable way to see what the stats are because even Ben, admittedly, I appreciate that Ben's been transparent about this. Like he said, I was off at I think he said I went back. I don't know what he did exactly, but it seemed like he went back on defenses and tried to see what he thought their score should be. Then
and he
actually looked at the
posted
real score was. Yeah, and he only got 30 or 40% of them right.
Yeah. They were and to be fair, the errors were by 0.5 or 1, but that's
yeah, but in this game that matters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. 0.5 or 1 wouldn't have swayed it either way, but 0.5 one way and then 1 the other way would have had a different outcome, you know what I mean? So I think it's unfortunate. I almost don't even mind the wait, to be honest. Okay, fine, the wait's kind of annoying, but if you know for a fact what the score is going to be when you go to sleep, if you just have to wait for that to update the next day, I'm fine with that. But find a place where we know for sure that that's going to be the score, and we don't have that.
Yeah, we'll have to do an investigation to see if it's really if there's, I don't know, if that was Sleeper, if Sleeper or some other platform does it better. But my thought is that just maybe they just have to go through the tape and figure out who what gets counted for what. Maybe that's not a stat that ESPN or whatever keeps track of in real time, or even the NFL. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, might some Reddit browsing to figure out the truth on that.
Yeah, I mean, but then I just wonder if it's even worth it, because I thankfully I haven't fallen victim to this yet, but I can just totally see how annoying this would be.
Yeah.
And for example, say you decide to the biggest I think issue with this would be, for example, you had a guy playing Sunday night and a guy playing Monday night, and you're deciding to start a guy in the flex, one of those two, and say all the other players have played besides that one guy. One guy's more give you a 5 to 7 point range, and the other guy's give you a 2 or 15 point range, right? It's like a D-Jax versus a Jarvis Landry, right?
Yeah.
And say you already know how much you're down and how much you need, so that impacts your decision on who to start. That's a big deal,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. Well, moving on to the match where arguably the scoring system mattered even more, Joe versus Rohan. I haven't done the math myself. And I was actually at dinner, just following this under the table. But I heard this was incredible. I watched the replay of the game and scrolled back through the chats. I was like, oh yeah, it was probably that point at which shit happened. But I heard that in the old scoring system, Joe would have still won.
Ooh.
That's what I heard. I haven't done this.
I mean, I haven't done the calc. That's true. That makes it so much better for me if that's true. Oh God.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy.
I could have swear to God that I saw this. Maybe I'm perpetuating more fake news, but please correct me if I'm wrong. But,
no, I think you're 100% right.
So
I want you to be 100% right.
I mean, it was a great game either way. Rohan was down 28 and then ends up winning by almost 4. More than 4 points. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. Wow, Rohan's receivers are really bad. Holy shit. Oh my God.
So fun thing you can do if you go to the standings and you see obviously Rohan's 4-0. Go ahead and sort by points for. Rohan is 5 points ahead of Joe.
Oh boy.
And they're both just ahead of Ben. Somehow they're all behind Steven, who's 0-4.
Yeah.
So the 0-4 team has a significally higher PF than the 4-0 team.
Yeah, Steven's pulling the Ankit because Ankit had I think it was last year, right, where he had a 3.4 and he just couldn't win a game.
Yeah, he had I think his points against would have beaten any team in the league. I think he set the record for sure of most points to miss playoffs. Whoever faced him went off.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of whoever's facing, actually no, we'll do Fab recap first. All right. So we'll see a lot to be discussed in the off season. But so the big story of Fab got to be Mr. Jordan Howard. Went for 105 to you.
Yeah, I'm surprised nobody was roasting me for this. Look,
I calculated it.
No, it's not the record. It's not the record. I thought it was the record, but it's not the record.
It's $69 giggity is what you put up. Yeah, and then I think 74 is the record.
Yeah,
for Gio Bernard. So
Yeah, it's always the shitty players, right? It's always like a shitty running back from a shitty team. Anyway, so
it's like week 4 when you realize, like, oh, it's not going to get any better than this. This is all I'm going to see the rest of the season.
Exactly. And I saw his matchup, right? He's playing the Jets at home. They're favored by 2 touchdowns. So, I think to myself, like, Jordan Howard is the first guy that comes to my mind when I think of, like, who would I give the ball to just fucking run out a meaningless game.
Yeah.
Like, give it to fucking Jordan Howard. Like, if he dies,
Jordan Howard, Sony Michel. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's fine. So, and then I'm playing Ryan this week. I really don't have many options to start on my team without him. So he's like,
I thought it was a good move. Like, you need a running back this week. You're 2-2 without now your 2 big stars. Like, you lost Reek early on. You admittedly went wide receiver heavy, probably assuming you'd be able to parlay someone for running back, which you did. Yeah. So if you can like pay through the nose for whoever you give you the best chance, and then arguably you might have someone, one of the top 5 wide receiver and running back come week 7. So I think it's a good move. You got to make win now moves.
I needed this. Yeah. And if I can get out of this, like if I get out of the Tyreek Hill injury with 3-2 and then go into like the Saquon Barkley return at like 500, maybe at 3-3, wow. Like I am very happy about my prospects going
there.
Yeah. So I mean, because I made the deal when I was 1-2. So I was like, can I afford to go 1-5? I don't know, but thankfully that's not on the table anymore.
Yeah. What about so what about Jalen Samuels? Is he 30? Because you were prepared, it looks, or were they going for the same slot there? Do you have some sort of
going for the same slot? I was like, if somebody's like a crazy person who decides to pay more than me for Jordan Howard, I guess I'll settle for Jalen Samuels. I don't understand this, like the Steelers team. Like there's Benny Snell in that backfield too.
Yeah.
It's not cool. Great. Like he's doing cool things in there, I think it's good that Rohan had him because he has Connor, so he needs him more than anybody.
No, it's just good. Rohan has solidified. Rohan has 6 running backs from 3 teams.
Wow, that's crazy.
He's got the most rushing security. I don't think anyone really even owns their backup besides Rohan. Rohan has 3, so good on him.
Interesting. I didn't know that. That's a good observation. Yeah, I think and it looks like there's not much other interest in Jalen Samuel. Actually, no, sorry. Greatness Junkie. Who is that?
Ankit.
Okay, yeah. So Ankit had a 21. Yeah, there's a lot of interest in Jordan Howard, but it's like very like mid-level interest. Like 36 was the highest, and a lot of it 20s. Yeah, I just went aggressive. I thought it was a good fab week. Dry market out there. I'm surprised people aren't throwing money out because if you just go to players and sort by running backs, and you think of like the worst case scenario for like the starting running back on a team, there aren't even really any running backs that you want like for the worst case scenario. Like Raheem Mostert is your best option right now.
Yeah, I mean, like if Coleman and Breida and Wilson all go down.
Yeah, there's 4 running backs in that backfield.
God,
and there's a guy named Dexter Williams. He's number 2. I'll give you one guess. What team does Dexter Williams play for?
Chargers?
Packers. Not to be confused with Jamal Williams, who also plays for the Packers.
Jamal Williams is available. He's just
out. No. I think he got picked up, right?
No, he's on free agent. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, wow. Jamal Williams. Are you looking at him? Are you adding him as we speak?
Maybe.
Is he alive? Because he got hit pretty hard.
He is. No one really knows. He's questionable. He wasn't practicing. It says inability to practice even in a limiting fashion for a second straight day doesn't bode well for his chances of. Yeah, he's definitely not playing this week. Possibly also next week.
You want to know how bad the running back market is? A top 10 running back projection on the waiver wire right now is a fucking fullback. It's Kyle Juszczyk, San Francisco. That is the 5th back in the San Francisco backfield. So if you combine the projections, you know what? I want to do this. Sorry, 1 second. Let's go to San Francisco, and I want to combine the projections of all the running backs in that backfield.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so 8.5 plus 7.9, so that's 16.4, plus 2.2, that's 18.6, plus 5.7, so that's 19.3. 24.3. So if you have the San Francisco running back, he's like the best running back ever, right?
That's why I mean, that's why that Raheem Mostert is even like propped up. There's there's low variance pretty much between all these guys, and any one of them could go off.
Yeah. Holy shit. They still have Jerick McKinnon on the roster. Did you know
that?
Yeah,
he's on IR, isn't he?
Yeah. Do you know that Jerick McKinnon got a gigantic contract?
Oh, yeah.
Why do they have so many running backs?
Because then they traded for Tevin Coleman, and then he went down, and I presume they activated someone like Jeff Wilson or someone from their practice squad, right?
Yeah. Oh, my God. Why do they have so many running backs?
Well, now that Coleman's back, they'll probably cut someone or like phase someone out. Like Wilson is not going to be relevant. Wow. It'll be like Breida, Coleman, and maybe Mostert probably going forward. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe in that order. At any rate, moving on. All right. What do we think about predictions for this week? Oh,
sorry. Really quick thing. So the Jets paid Le'Veon Bell 4 years, $50 million. The Niners paid Jerick McKinnon 4 years, $30 million. Like, that's not that big of a difference on a per year basis.
Yeah, no, it was a huge. He was like, wasn't he like one of the top paid RBs when I remember when the contract went through. So I was at a music festival or something, and I was like reading this news. I'm like, oh man, Jerick McKinnon, he's going to be the hot pickup. And then like immediately, like he dies during preseason, like doesn't even see a snap. And then so I was like, oh fuck, I got to find like whoever Matt Breida, and was Carlos Hyde still on there? No, Carlos Hyde was a Brown at that point. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I kind of low key love the Niners. Like I think if I had to pick like a second fandom behind the Giants, it would probably be the Niners. I got one of my leagues last year. The winner gets a jersey from their winning lineup of the Sacco's choice, or no, winner of the consolation brackets choice. You have to like nice. We had a no kickers rule, but I got a Kittle jersey out of it. I was very happy. Yeah. So I definitely want
because you're the kicker guy. What's the kicker from the 49ers?
Oh yeah,
You're a big fan of him. Phil Dawson. Yeah. Right.
No, it's just like he was like my good luck charm. No, he's done.
Oh, nice.
Like when I was in the league, I drafted him. He did well for me. My rest of my team was shit, so I'm like, oh man, Phil Dawson. This was like back when like Kaepernick Niners were like making serious runs in the Super Bowl. Like Phil Dawson was just booting field goals. And then like I just kept drafting him because he kept like being like one of the top kickers. And then like for a certain point, I'm like, he's all right. He's on the Cardinals now. This is no longer worth it. And then he retired. So
yeah.
R.I.P. Phil Dawson.
He's still listed under players though. If you want, you can pick him. He's a free agent.
All right, moving on to Week 5 predictions. All right, where do we want to start off? Bottom and top. Let's talk about Joe versus Steven.
Let's do it. These teams are both struggling really badly. And, I mean, Steven needs this win. And Joe has a low-key fucking horrible team.
I think if you scroll up and start panicking, you can see a nice post from Joe where he says, and I quote, 1 second. Pretty much, yeah. He says, don't know who to start. I have too many good players. So
that's what it is.
Does that pass the eye test?
Yeah.
He says, I have too many good players. Don't know which ones to start. No idea who could go for WR2 and flex. So does that
interesting that he's not starting Damian Williams because he practiced fully on Wednesday.
I'm currently not starting Shady because Shady's questionable and Damian Williams practiced fully and they're heavy favorites against Indy.
Yeah.
Why would you start Devonta Freeman over Damian Williams?
Yeah, Devonta Freeman's been, I think, the biggest bust this year. I mean, he's not doing shit. Like, I'm just waiting on the coaches to realize, like, Devonta Freeman sucks, and that's why I have Ito Smith. Because I think Ito Smith's been killing it.
I picked him up. I realized at a certain point I was like, at the season start, I thought my wide receivers were my greatest strength. But now I feel like I have enough depth at RB that I let him go to pick up a second quarterback. But I may very well come to regret that. I picked him up on draft day because I'm like, I know the guy showed flash. Certainly Devonta's been getting more carries, and like maybe after last week, like up until last week, I was like, maybe this is the week that Ito Smith finds it. And then Devonta had his big multi-carry week, catching shit, and Ito Smith got injured, so I moved on. But I might come to regret
it. Yeah. I mean, jeez. if like he has so much invested in Baltimore, like
yep.
I mean, Gurley, like he can't feel good about Gurley. He has to feel terrible about Gurley at this point. And again, especially he's playing tonight at Seattle. Like, I mean, that's not a Gurley game. Even though he does really well.
This might be the game.
Yeah. No. Ankett's right. No. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. Gurley destroys in Seattle.
Yeah.
Historically. But he doesn't like Thursday night games. That's what I was thinking. Because he had like this big whole like hoorah about how he hates Thursday night games. He thinks they're stupid. He's tired of it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Not just an old knee. He's also an old soul.
Well, we got. I don't know. I think I like Steven's chances this week. Definitely the best out of what he's had so far. I mean, let's see. At Pittsburgh, I think the Ravens could ball out. Is the Pittsburgh defense real, or is just the Bengals that bad? I didn't actually get to watch that game.
No. Pittsburgh defense against the pass is really good.
Okay.
But against the run, they're like pretty porous.
All right. So if tight ends don't matter, there's a chance that Ingram and Lamar can both ball out against Pittsburgh. Deshaun at home versus Atlanta could also ball out. I'm kind of counting on a good point total from that game. Wayne Gallman against Minnesota. That's not good.
Oh, no. He's questionable? Why is he questionable?
It might be time for Elijah Penny. So how do you think Elijah Penny spells his name?
Oh, yeah. It's really difficult. I saw it because I was looking. I was like, okay, I mean, I know Wayne Gallman's not good.
Yeah, I think it's like Elijah.
It's something crazy.
Tyrell Williams is questionable, so Darren Waller might be the best option in Oakland this week, but it's Chicago. There's some bad matchups. Bad matchup at RB2 and tight end. Tampa Bay defense is good, but not good enough against. I think the Saints could still do good. I'm going to go Steven, but barely. I think this is going to be won by whoever can put up 85 points.
I think I'm going Steven by a lot.
Yeah,
I don't like anything about Joe's team except Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson's been great. But you can't feel good about starting any of these guys that he's starting. Like Mark Ingram is liable to flop. I feel like he's just really outperformed what people have thought of him in the past. And he's like on the wrong side of 30, I think.
So what would you do? Would you start Gurley and Damian Williams and flex Ingram?
Damn it, Mark Ingram's about to be 30. So I would keep the lineup. It's just he doesn't have any other play. I would probably consider Damian Williams.
Put Damian Williams over Devonta?
Yeah, definitely Damian Williams has to be in that lineup, especially if he's like fully healthy. I mean, he practiced in full yesterday. You can assume that he's like fully good to go, and that's really his backfield. So like even like Shady is like I think was brought in there to be a change of pace guy, like the shifty whatever. Yeah. Like Damian Williams is like their workhorse sort of guy. Yeah. I definitely would bench Devonta Freeman. And I think for Steven, if T.Y. Hilton plays, and like I think that's a huge X factor because Sunday night at Kansas City, huge over-under in that game. And Jacoby Brissett is not bad. Like
he's been doing well. Yeah, I thought about picking him up, and I didn't. Jake got him, and that might be another thing I come to regret. Good pickup, Jake.
Yeah. So – I'm going Steven here. I really hope Steven, because if it's Steven, it's going to be so great. He gets his first win. He deserves it. He's had a rough season. I just want Joe to lose as much as possible because he's really annoying. So, yeah.
There's Steven, a lot of 2-2 teams. I'm holding on to third place at 2-2, so I would love to see another 2-2 fall to 2-3. So
Joe has 0 composite or whatever point wins.
Really? Yeah. Oh, my God. That's amazing. All right, moving on. Rohan, let's do Rohan and Ben. Another low projected total.
Yeah. I think Ben's just having fun this year, just talking because, I mean, his team is abysmal.
He's starting Daniel Jones against the Vikings.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Bold. What's his other option?
He doesn't have
That's his only roster quarter. Interesting.
That's his only roster quarter.
Who did
he started with Big Ben.
So it's a step up. All right. Zeke against Green Bay. Not bad. Fournette is going to run all over Carolina. It looks like he's finally gotten going. So he'll have one more week, and then he'll blow his knee out, and then that'll be done.
Yeah, that's how it typically goes.
A-Rob at Oakland. Okay. Cortland Sutton. Well, Kittle still hasn't done anything this year. Demarcus Robinson. That's a lottery ticket. And Ravens defense against the Steelers.
Yeah, I know that Diggs has been playing really poorly this year, and I know he just had a big game, so he's obviously.
But how do you not start
game.
him against the Giants?
Exactly. Yeah, the Giants, man. You gotta. I mean, that secondary is atrocious.
I am hoping that Thielen kind of recoups some value. Like last week, 0.6 from my wide receiver.
Yeah, that was really
bad. Well,
yeah. I mean, what do they say? They say
he dropped the touchdown because fucking Kirk overthrew him, and then he had another one that was like real close in the end zone. So like, Thielen's getting looks, Diggs is getting targets. Like I think this is the week where Kirk gets like a feel good game. Kirk balls out against shitty teams. Like he's never beating a team with a winning record, but against the 2-2 Giants, he's gonna win. Like probably.
Yeah, you gotta like your chances there. I think Stephon Diggs should be in this lineup. I mean, I don't feel good about any of these three receivers that he's picking. I think Demarcus Robinson's a good start because he seems like he's actually getting the most looks on that team without Tyreek Hill there. But Courtland Sutton at the Chargers, he's the number one guy there. I think Sanders kind of hurt himself again. I'm not really sure. If he did, he's going to be shadowed by Casey Hayward. Casey Hayward's a fucking beast. So I would really second guess Courtland Sutton. And you don't want to start a Bear. Like the Bears are not good on offense.
Except their defense, wait. Didn't MVS Marquez Valdez-Scantling just got picked off waivers? I was surprised Ben wouldn't make a play for him.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess against
it's
Dallas,
weird.
It's not a great matchup. Like Devontae, you're going to start whoever he's playing, but maybe if it's MVS.
Yeah.
I think this might be an Aaron Jones game or something. We'll see.
I really hope this is going to be a Jimmy Graham game. I fucking hate Jimmy Graham, and I'm starting him this week. Like, Jimmy Graham is the complete antithesis of what I look for in a player, but it's just I have to start him because there's no one else.
Tight ends suck.
Yeah.
On Rohan's side, Matt Ryan against the surprisingly exploitable Houston could work. So Matt Ryan, I think, has thrown for at least 300 yards every game this season, but also multiple picks probably. Like, it's got to be. Yeah, here we go. Pulling up stats. Yep, 300 plus yards every game. Week 1, 2 interceptions. Week 2, 3 interceptions. Week 3, 1 interception. Week 4, 1 fumble.
Wow.
So he's turned the ball over at least once. So I mean, like, not as bad as weeks 1 and 2, but I mean, he has also thrown for 8 touchdowns so far on the year. So like, not terrible.
Yeah, I mean, he's just doing Matt Ryan things. The one issue I have with Rohan's lineup is I think Chris Thompson absolutely is a must start this week. Versus New England, they're going to be chasing tons of points. Chris Thompson is the only thing that's like working on that offense besides.
What about McLaurin?
Yeah, McLaurin. Some people are calling him Terry F1 McLaurin.
I've seen Scary Terry also.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Scary Terry. It's like, I mean, you're taking someone else's bad nickname. I don't get it. But I think
I think it's been renovated because Rick and Morty, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, in any case, I think like for Jarvis Landry, I don't know, man. Like at San Francisco, not a big fan. San Francisco defense is not bad at all. Baker Mayfield has actually, like, I saw this thing about him. He's left a perfect pocket, basically like no pressure. He leaves that pocket more often than any other quarterback. So he looks like he's kind of like afraid to play that pure passer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would take Jarvis Landry out of the lineup. I would put Chris Thompson in the lineup. I think he's a great play this week.
All right. So who are you taking? Are you taking Rohan to go 5-0?
Fuck. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take Rohan. I mean, Ben's quarterback is terrible this week. I mean, versus Minnesota, like you don't.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Rohan too. So congrats, Ben. That's the way this works, right?
Yeah. Has it ever worked that way? Actually, though, I feel like it never worked that way.
I think they used to keep track on the DTF predictions of like pod predictions by person by week, and then they would. So I think like in seasons past, we could start doing that. Let's see.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to Oleg versus Jake.
Oleg Jake. So is it Juju or JoJo?
He's Juju. Juju want to play a game.
All right.
So Russell Wilson's balling out. Philip Lindsay, Melvin Gordon's back. That could go. What do you foresee the Melvin Gordon, Austin Eckler split this week. Because, like, I don't know. They said, Anthony Lynn said he's going to be the RB1, that Melvin Gordon's going to take the field back. But is it going to be slower? Is he going to be, like, on a snap count? Is it still Eckler leading this week? I mean, you got to start Melvin Gordon. I'm starting him in another league, too. But
yeah. I can't see how he's not on a snap count. I can't imagine him handling, like, a full workload. I think he probably I think they see, like, a 60-40 in Melvin Gordon's favor, maybe. And that's like being optimistic. I can totally see it being 60-40 Eckler, if Melvin Gordon's struggling to get it going. I think you should probably start him. Against Denver, they're favored by like a touchdown, I think. Yeah, you probably start him, but you're not going to feel great about him. It's the same way you feel about Juju. Like, he's a great player and stuff, but you don't feel great starting him, especially against Baltimore. So
Yeah. And then Amari Cooper dealing with Green Bay.
I think Amari Cooper's going to go fucking crazy in this game.
Yeah? I thought Green Bay secondary is pretty good. Or is it
it just feels like an Amari Cooper game.
Isn't Gallup back this week?
It's
I think Gallup's back.
Jair Alexander, that's who it is. He was like a rookie from last year. He's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So we got that. Ertz, Gore, I guess. I guess I'd rather have Gore than anyone else on that bench. So, and Bears D. Then on Jake's side, you got Brissett against KC. Great play. I
can't believe Jeff Wilson Jr. is rostered in this league. That's amazing. I'm also really happy
he was part of that trade. He was part of that trade. The backup bonanza.
I mean, so is Nelson Aguilar and so is Giovanni Bernard, and they're both dropped. So I mean, you got to you got to part ways with people,
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm just really happy he's starting Matt Gay. I mean, just round of applause. Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
I am now that fractional kicker points aren't a thing, I am starting to sour on the whole kicker thing. Maybe just because Kaimi has been a real good bust for me this year. But I would move to go for a second flex next year.
Yeah, fuck kickers.
Although I think that would make the waiver wire fucking barren because people aren't going to trade any depth if they have to put yet another skill position player out there.
That's true. Okay, so let's do is fractional possible or no?
No. I mean, I could manually adjust the points.
That's too much to ask.
But, so maybe we'll just keep it going. All right, so Jake's side, CMC, Mac also against KC, great. Odell, meh. Watkins, who knows? Any one of those receivers will be great. Austin Hooper's been balling out. Nick Chubb is a fucking monster, and I hate him because he's not on my team. Vikings defense against the Giants is going to be huge. There's no way. Yeah, Jake's got to win this. Like, he's got such great matchups on most of his players.
Yeah, I agree. His quarterbacks are so bad. I mean, Jacoby Brissett and Baker Mayfield, like, come on. Yeah. Oh, man. Russell Wilson can go crazy today, though, against the Rams. The Rams have a low-key horrible secondary.
Well, we just found that out. Jameis Winston.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, no, I mean, there's nobody on Oleg's team that I really like, to be honest. So I'm going to go with Jake. Yeah.
Yep. All right, so GG Oleg. We have yet to reach a divisive matchup. All right, let's go on to – you want to do mine or yours first?
Let's do yours. Actually, I think on the first one, didn't we go the other way? I said Steven, you said Joe, or no?
No, we both said Steven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was saying I want Joe to fall because there's too many 2-2 teams right now.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Give me your thoughts.
Oh, boy, Jameis Winston. You can't start Jameis Winston after a good game. He's bound to disappoint you.
This is like if you read like the Matt Berry like love to hate, just do whatever the opposite he says of Jameis Winston. He's like, oh, he's great. He's finally good again. Yeah.
That's funny. Aaron Jones. Damn, I feel bad. I don't understand what's going on with Aaron Jones. He's so good, but then he's been so bad this year. I don't get it.
He's been getting in the end zone at least.
Yeah. Wow. Ankett's rolling with Austin Eckler. I like that.
Yeah. And Keenan Allen. He's doubling down against the Denver.
I like that. Interesting that he's not starting Miles Sanders. Yeah, it's two people, but I feel like you're guaranteed more of a workload with Miles Sanders versus the Jets, 2-touchdown favorite.
You don't think Sony Michel against the Redskins?
Oh yeah, that's a good
really
I didn't see that. Yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah.
Ankett's got depth. I really normally I'd say I don't envy those kind of choices, but like I feel like he's got people I could see starting in a given week. Like he's got Tevin Coleman if he comes back. Like he's got options. He's got MVS.
Wow, he's starting Tyler Lockett. Interesting. Okay. I mean, look, it's a good start. I like it. But he has so many different players, so many options. And he just picked up MVS. Why even pick him up if you're going to start Lockett?
I mean, because I think there's room for Green Bay. Like this week, Devontae's out, so this would be the week to do it. But I think, even going forward, if you have the second guy in Green Bay, that's not bad.
Wow, Ankett's team is interesting. This is an interesting team.
He's the best. I would love to have Ankett's team. He's got great depth. He's been putting up good numbers. Yeah, Josh, he's one of the few teams where I look at the bench and I'm like, I wouldn't feel angry about starting any of these people, like having to.
Yeah, his bench is not – what the fuck? This is a good team.
Yeah.
Too many choices, though. Too many choices. You got to narrow this down. This is how you lose weeks. You have too many options.
But I think, look, Ankett's the one who can handle this pressure. Like, if it's like Steven or Joe or me or like someone who like does a lot of start panicking and stuff, like that's fine. But Ankett will just roll with it. He'll be like, didn't work out. I'll move on. Like, he's very level-headed about these kind of decisions.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But being level-headed and making the right decision is two different things. Like, if you accept that you didn't make the right decision, it's okay, for your mental well-being, but it's also not okay for your win-loss record.
Yeah.
Like, this team should be 4-0 if you make the right starts. He's 2-2, so just consider that.
Oh, that would be a good stat shot. I can see what the optimal lineups. What would the record if everyone made optimal
with an optimal
lineup?
He would have a 4-0 team, 100%. I mean, there's no way that this team is getting beaten on a given week with all the right starts. Yeah. Like, he has 5 starting running backs. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, 6 if you count Tevin Coleman. Like, Josh Jacobs is a fucking workhorse. And he's on his bench. He's getting 25 touches a game on his bench.
Yep. Well, because it's Chicago. That's it. Like he's playing the matchups. I hope to God it doesn't work out for him this week.
Well, let me talk about your team. Your team's important. Your team's important. Hold on. This matchup's not over. I think you have an advantage because you don't have as deep of a bench. So your room for error is.
I'm rolling out my best. You'll get whatever I can give.
All right, so you gotta like Carson Wentz. Kamara, you gotta love. I mean, Kamara's a fucking beast. Chris Carson, interesting. I guess you gotta go with him, right? But then
you gotta, yeah. I don't really. He's been getting the touches. Rashad Penny's got a soft tissue injury. Like he didn't. Like Pete Carroll loves him. Like he didn't bench him after he fumbled 3 times in 3 weeks, and he had a pretty good week last week.
Yeah. He
should have had a touchdown. He had a touchdown that was called back. The holding Will Dissly.
We should have done my matchup first because this is the primetime match for the week. This is going to be a lot. This is going to be the same thing that happened last week to you. You're going to go into the one. You're going to go into the 1-teens, and one of these teams is going to lose.
Yep.
You guys might go into the 1-20s, and one of these teams is going to lose.
Mostly.
That's amazing.
Not sure how to feel about Mike Evans. Chris Godwin might be the one you want to own on that team, but Mike Evans has a big He would have shot the bed last week, except for that one blown coverage play. And he'll get you those 70-yard touchdown. Great. I was so happy about that. Thielen, I've been ready for this matchup since I drafted him. So here's hoping.
I'm really upset that you outbid Will Dissly. You outbid
I was so glad.
Yeah.
I was like, I think that this guy might be really good. And then I saw Tommy, you were bidding on him. I'm like, that's always makes me feel better. I'm like, if Tommy's bidding on him, that usually validates my intuition.
Yeah, it's really annoying. I was like, nobody cares about this guy. I'm just going to do $7. I was like, this is way more than I should spend on a tight end. And then I wake up to $11 bid. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, yeah, he's a beast. He's going to go crazy tonight. David Montgomery, I mean, he's been asked, but he's playing Oakland, so I guess you got to be.
Yeah, and he's getting he got 23 carries last week. Like he's gonna get the volume. Like I think get fucking Mitch Trubisky out of the lineup, hand the ball off. Like he's all around back. He's getting the workload I expected. I'm still debating him and Shady because Chiefs are gonna be up. Shady's been really he's RB15. But I just can't say no to that workload that Montgomery's gonna get.
Yeah, Damian Williams is back. I would just go. The guy just got 20 touches, and they're missing their starting quarterback. You just got to go with the volume.
Yeah, I'm also expecting Patriots defense might crack 30 points this week.
Yeah, it's possible. He looked really bad. What's his name? The rookie.
Oh yeah, Fucking Dwayne Haskins looked
Haskins.
terrible.
Yeah, he looked fucking terrible.
It was like such a like Gruden's like, fine, you know what? I think the Giants pulled that, like rally the team thing. Keenum, I didn't realize Keenum was injured. He had like a toe injury or something. I thought it was just bench because he was like bad.
Yeah, I feel like it's like they're giving a reason to bench him. He doesn't have a fucking toe injury.
Yeah, I mean, he was like honestly like he's putting up a decent stat line some of the other games. Like he went toe to toe week 1 with the Eagles.
Pun intended. He went toe to toe. He lost one of them. Now he's on the bench.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben's gonna love that if he makes it this far in the podcast.
All right. So what's your prediction? Who's gonna?
Yeah, I have no idea who to pick in this. I'm gonna go you because I don't like his Eckler, and I think his Lockett start is a little bit risky.
The bad thing that's going against me is all my players are done after the 1 o'clock game. So he's got that psychological.
I'm not a believer in that. Yeah, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that.
All right. Well, thank you for your pick. We'll see if it pans out.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I think you have the advantage, and the only thing is like if the Eagles jump out to a huge lead, like you can forget about Carson Wentz. That's the only issue I see.
He's like, but he's also greedy. Like he'll run it in at the 1 yard line. Like so.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, on to the last matchup of the week. I went for this because it had the highest combined standings. But you're right. Mine might be the prime time.
Definitely.
You versus Ryan. I think this will also be a good one. You got Pat Mahomes, always good. How do you feel about Derrick Henry? Because honestly, I was not feeling good for you when you drafted him, because I know you've spent a lot on wide receivers in the draft, but RB6, is this like, I thought Derrick Henry was gonna be good last season, or whenever they fucking got rid of DeMarco Murray. I'm like, Derrick Henry was always this thorn in your side if you own DeMarco.
Yep.
Is he the truth now? Like 27 carries.
I think he's a great bargain. I know that people in this league hate Derrick Henry, and he's getting 20 touches a game. I'm happy. I don't care if it's 20 touches for 80 yards, and like I hope that he falls into the end zone. That's fine. Like that's exactly what I drafted him to be. I don't want him to be flashy. I don't want him to be good. I just want him to get yards. I want him to pound the ball, and now he's catching the ball, which is rare. So I'm just happy with his value.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp, incredible season so far. I think Jordan Howard will be good against the Jets. Like, they'll get up early. I think him and Sanders might both get touchdowns. Cole Hardman, lottery ticket. I mean, you never know which Saints receiver is going to feast or famine. Jimmy Graham, we'll see. Terry McLaurin, questionable.
He had a midweek injury last week. He pulled his hamstring in practice. Was really annoying.
Yeah. And Chargers defense got against Flacco. That's good. McLaurin, I mean, like, they're going to be behind. They'll be throwing it, and they'll be throwing it to him. But Patriots defense is really good. And then Greg the Leg will do great. Meanwhile, Tom Brady against Skins. So you see that, like, obviously that's going to be a blowout, but I feel like they might get like 2 or 3 defensive, like, huge defensive plays and then just run the ball out the rest of the time. Like it's not the Bills where, like, he'll put up good points, I guess. No.
Yeah.
Bell at Philly, DJ at Cincy. This might be like the first Cardinals win.
Yeah.
It better be. Edelman, questionable. Godwin, Kelsey. Hyde. One sec. Yeah. This could be close too. The Kelsey thing is going to really, if he starts throwing touchdowns to Kelsey, so I think this will be decided based on whoever Pat favors. I don't know how to. I think I got to lean Ryan here because I don't know if I don't like Nicole is risky, Graham is risky, McLaurin's risky. I don't think there's anyone I see on Ryan's team except maybe Carlos Hyde who might have the chance to put up like 0 points.
All right, yeah. I mean, I appreciate you trying to talk this matchup up and add any suspense to this. I think this isn't going to be close if like things go according to plan for Ryan. I think he's going to blow me out. If I sneak a win here, that would be just beyond gigantic. I fully expect to lose this week. Like, I'm not even really tuning in.
I'm rooting for you. The things if you can knock the second place team down a peg, that'd be great for me.
Yeah, I think he's going to blow the lid off of my team.
Well, those are the predictions. I'm going to take a break and go have some dinner. Tommy, final thoughts before we sign off?
No, I mean, just remember what the standings are now, and then give it like 4 more weeks, and then give it another 4 weeks after that, and then just see me make my way slowly to the top of the standings, and whoever I see in the playoffs should be fun.
Yeah. All right. All right, League. I'll have someone else step up next week, but I hope you enjoyed this multiple podcast, multiple fake out week. Peace out.